Hi everyone, I'm Ritul and I'll be taking this particular session which will be on debating, that what debating looks like, what and why you debate, and what are the benefits you get from debating, and how you debate when you get into your law school, what this debating looks like in your law school. Is it different from any sort of shouting which we generally do in our normal lives? So I'm going to touch everything which is necessary for you to understand that what this debating is and how this debating looks like, what are the benefits of doing debating and all those things in this particular session. So I believe that this session might be of somewhere around an hour, and I'll try to cover everything possible and I'll try to explain everything in detail. At the same time, I'll try to keep this entire session not like very long, that you guys will get irritated that why it is so long. So yeah, I'll try like covering everything which is important at this point in time for everyone who is beginning debating, because this session is largely dedicated for those who are getting into their law school or who will get into their law school in coming months. So that will be something which is extremely helpful for you guys. So I'll try sticking to that particular model or that particular base. But before getting into that, what I'm going to talk about is this entire session. I'm going to quickly thank Asad for asking me to do this, and a special shout out to Asad for doing this for everyone, for law aspirants, for CLAT aspirants, and for everyone who is going to get into their law school, so that they can know and they can have an idea and hang of that what they can expect in their law school and what they are expected to do there in law schools and all those things. So I think that Asad is doing a really great job. So shout out for that to Asad. All right, so before getting into every detailing that like about debating and everything in general, I'm going to quickly tell you that what I'm going to touch upon in this entire session. I think that Asad has told me few basic broad ideas on which I have to talk in this particular session, but I'm going to include few extra things from my own side which I think that might be helpful and essential in understanding a lot of things which I'm going to talk about. So quickly, I'm going to introduce myself at the beginning, which I have not done yet. Secondly, I'm going to talk a little bit about my debating journey, and this might take a little bit of your time because I think that this is essential also to give you some kind of motivation, which you guys will understand when I start talking about my debating journey, that why it is important and why I'm going to give some amount of time in explaining this to you guys. Thirdly, I'm going to talk about that how you have to overcome the fear of public speaking, which is extremely essential whenever we talk about debating, because generally in our society, in our country, or in general, people have that fear of public speaking. They think that they are not confident enough to go ahead and present themselves in front of a lot of people. They feel that idea. So I think that that is also essential to be addressed. Fourthly, I'm going to talk about benefits of debating, which is extremely important. Before getting into any activity and before starting doing any activity, it is extremely important that we know that what the benefits of doing that activity is. Otherwise, it's just insane and foolish act. If you don't know about the benefits of what you are doing, then I think that it's extremely foolish that why you are doing that. So that is also essential. I'm going to tell you a lot of benefits of debating are there, but I'm going to try to tell you top 5 6 benefits which will be sufficient for you to get you in this activity and give you motivation that why you should keep on trying into this activity, or at least start trying in this activity. Then basics of debating, then difference between few formats of debating which we generally do in law school, which is essentially happening in our country or worldwide, that is Asian parliamentary debate and British parliamentary debate. So I'm going to quickly touch upon that also, that what this looks like and what the demands of these two formats are from any debater in general. And lastly, few suggestions to law students that will be more or less tied back to why the benefits of debating are there and all those ideas. So I'm going to talk about this. So largely this session is going to go about like this. So quickly starting with the introduction. So as I have already told that my name is Ritul. So yeah, hi everyone, I'm Ritul and I'm doing my law, that is BLLB honors from Chanakya National Law University since last 4 years, like anything. So I think that I'll quickly jump into my debating journey itself, that what that looks like and what that has been in the past. So before talking about that what happened when I came into my university, I'm going to take you guys little bit back in my personal life or in my life before university. Till standard 8th or ninth, you can say, I was someone who was not able to even go ahead and speak 5 sentences about my own self because of certain reasons, that I was not able to speak English, because I used to frame sentences in my mind in Hindi, then used to translate that. So that took a lot of time. That totally destroyed my confidence because I used to take a lot of time in speaking, and in thinking and then translating that into my mind that what I have to speak. So I was someone who was not able to speak even 5 lines or 5 sentences about my own self in English. So that was the situation when I was in my 8th or 9th standard. After that, I started trying practicing speaking and all those in front of mirror and all those phone recording, and tried doing everything which an individual does to improve their speaking skills. So I tried doing that, and fortunately I got some success and started speaking, and I was like more or less able to speak English till the time I came in my 11th, 10th, and 12th, and all those times. So before getting into college, the scene was that I was able to speak little bit English. Like I was able to speak English and I was able to understand and do all those things. So the basics of speaking was right in the place, and it was not something which was a very difficult task for me when I was getting into my college in my first year. So I was able to speak English, so that was the same. Now when I came into college, the first DebSoc session, that is the debating practice session, which happens in universities, which will happen in your NLUs or your law colleges or law universities, that happened and I took part in it. And fortunately I spoke for the allotted time which was allotted to me, that was 7 minutes 20 seconds. So that gave me a lot of confidence that yeah, I can speak and all those things. But when I started debating in sessions, then freshers debate happened, the college internal tournament. And though I was performing well in normal DebSoc sessions, that freshers was a disaster for me, and I was the last ranked team in the entire college in that freshers tournament. So 16 teams were participating, that rounds about 48 speakers. So I was the last ranked team in that, and also obviously the speaker wise also I was not someone who was extremely good, because obviously I was losing every round after round. So I lost 4 rounds continuously, could not win any round, ranked last in freshers. That kind of harmed my entire confidence, and I thought that I might be not someone who is made for debating, and that might be condition कि debating नहीं आएगी. So I thought कि I'm not someone who is made for debating. But again, few people, my brothers, seniors, and all these people started motivating me that no, you have that potential and you can do debating and all those things, which generally we do, anyone does in with their junior and all those things, so that people don't go ahead and stop doing what they like doing. So the good thing was that I used to like debating, and debating has been my passion since a lot of past time and all those things. So I started, and I thought that I should insist and said continue. Then I decided that I'm going to continue it for one more semester, that is once my first year ends, and if I am still bad at this activity, I'm going to stop and I'm going to leave this activity. That was my plan. I came back home after my semester got finished, first semester, then went back to the college in second semester. In second semester, certain things happened that is the reason I think and I believe that I'm still giving you this session on this particular topic, because again an internal tournament of our college happened. I performed exceptionally well in that. Fortunately, after that I participated in few other tournaments outside of my college, like NIT Patna tournament, I was semi-finalist in that. Then IIT Patna parliamentary debate, I was finalist in that. So I started breaking at tournaments, I started performing little bit good, so that gave me a lot of confidence in general. But again, after that, in December 2019 and then in January 2020, I participated in 2 national PDs, that is national parliamentary debate, and I missed breaking there, so my performance was not up to the mark there. So again I was demotivated, and I thought that I should stop debating, and debating is not again my thing, and so like I'm not getting any results, so it's extremely illogical to keep on doing in which you are not getting any result. So that was the entire scene which was happening with me. Then Corona came. I was in my 4th semester. Corona came, we came back home, online debating started. This online debating came kind of a good thing for me also, and for a lot of other people, but for me it has been extremely good and extremely fruitful. So when online debating came, that phase of April to July 2020 was that phase when we had nothing to do. Like literally we were the berojgars, because college was not having any classes because of no avenue of online education at that point in time. So university was totally closed, we were free. I was in second year 4th semester, so career ka bhi stress was not there that much, which right now is when I'm in 4th year and about to graduate. So at that point in time, I was extremely reckless, free. I used to totally kill my time every day. So no work was there at that point in time. So we were extremely free, and you can say that we were totally berojgars. So I had opportunity to do certain things and try out certain things. I started trying a lot of things. Debating was one of those things which I tried. So when I saw that debating tournaments are happening online, I started participating in that. I started getting into that. At that point in time when I started participating, I thought that initially again I was not doing extremely good and I was not doing well in those activity, but eventually growth started happening, and I kept on debating and judging, which I'm going to talk about that what this judging looks like. This judging is use the term adjudicating. So when you debate, you have said that you are a speaker, you are speaking in a tournament. When you judge or you adjudicate, you have said that you are judging in a tournament. So both these things are a part of the bigger activity that is called debating, speaking and judging. So both these things are I'm going to touch upon in my session, that what this looks like. So I kept on doing judging and debating both, that is speaking. And for the past 2 years or past 1.5 years, I have been extremely regular to this activity. And at this point, I think I have somewhere around 60 to 65 speaker and judge breaks in general. And fortunately, I got certain opportunity to core at certain tournaments. So this core is about that there is a panel of core adjudicators who set motion and who do everything which a tournament requires. So they are those judges in the tournament who manage the entire tournament. So you become core after you attain certain amount of experience, because you set motion for the tournament, that what motions students or people are going to debate on in that particular tournament. So you have a lot of responsibility. You do judge allocations, you decide a lot of other things and miscellaneous things. So all those technicalities are there. So I fortunately got opportunity of coring at tournaments. I applied to be core, I got selected. Certain times I was invited to core at people's tournament at their universities. Then I started debating also, like I was debating obviously, that's why I became core, like in that general. But yeah, I kept on debating and judging. So this activity kept on happening, and right now also I am debating and judging. So probably I am going to take retirement, and I've taken retirement from speaking, but I am still judging in tournaments. So last weekend all itself, like on the last weekend, like I believe that 2-3 days back ago, like I completed one tournament where I was judging. That was a Canadian tournament. I was paid 8,000 for judging 6 rounds of that tournament. Why have intentionally mentioned 8,000 rupees for judging 6 rounds? I'm gonna talk about this also when I'm talk about benefits of debating and judging for you guys. So I've intentionally mentioned that why this amount in general. Cool. So this is the entire journey in general. Then I broke at certain major tournaments like UADC, that is United Asian Debating Championship, which is Asia's one of the biggest debating tournaments. Then I broke recently at Uhuru Worlds, which is again a major tournament. I was ESL finalist in that tournament with one of my batchmates. So all these things are there about my debating journey. So what the crux of this is, I told you guys I'm going to take some time in explaining that. So starting from someone who was not able to speak 5 sentences about his own idea or what he is and from where he belongs, to an individual who is now able to speak, who is now able to break at tournaments, who is now able to do decent enough in this particular activity, and who is now earning money from this activity also. So this has been that specific journey, which is extremely important for everyone to understand, that it's not impossible to keep on doing or to do well in any activity. So debating is also like that if you try, if you persist, you are going to definitely get success in that to a certain extent, which you want or which you deserve to begin with. So this was the entire journey which I had to talk about. Quickly coming to that, what are the benefits of debating? So as I told that before getting into any activity, we need to understand that what the benefits we are going to get from that activity and why we have to do this activity. तो ये जानना बहुत ही important है कि हम क्यों उस चीज को करें और why we have to do this. Benefits, quickly getting into benefits. सबसे पहला benefit is that you get a lot of confidence. So when you speak in front of 10 people in a room, then you break at tournaments, then you get into out rounds, that is quarterfinals, semi-finals, finals, and all those. You start speaking in front of 50 people, 100 people. People are looking at you, people are listening to you, people are also might be judging you, a lot of people might not be judging you. At point when you keep on speaking, you have to speak for 7 minutes continuously, standing on a podium when everyone else is listening to you and judging you or seeing you or writing what you are saying and applauding, smiling, or whatever they are doing. When you do that, you get a lot of confidence in yourself. You now start thinking that, look, I can talk, look, I can talk in front of a lot of people, I can speak. no one can stop me from speaking. So this kind of confidence is something which starts developing in your own mind and mentality when you keep on debating, because now you're speaking in front of a lot of people. So that is something which is one of the biggest benefits of debating. Secondly, personality development. Your personality is gonna develop like anything if you are debating. Trust me on this, that if you start debating, you start speaking, this is one of the best things in law school to develop your personality, because of few reasons which happen. Firstly, you speak. So when you speak, you become extremely good orator, which I've talked about. You gain a lot of confidence. So when you keep on practicing this particular activity, then you become extremely good orator to begin with. At that point in time, your personality as a speaker improves. One of the biggest thing, or the biggest quality you can say a human needs to have in his own like self, is communication skills. So this communication skill is something which becomes essentially sharpened when you keep on debating. So this is speaking, oratory skill, communication skill. You can communicate with an individual in a far better manner if you're a good debater at the end of the day, in comparison to someone who is not debating, or in comparison to someone who never speaks to a lot of individual. Even if you're introvert, I myself have been like a big introvert to begin with, but now I have started being kind of someone who is between an introvert and extrovert, because of friends I've made through debating, because of people I interact with due to debating, because of juniors whom I kind of, you can say, guide or help in understanding what debating is, or giving any session. For example, I'm giving a session to you guys, so that is also something which is helping me in coming out of my own shell. So that is something which is extremely essential. So it also improves your personality due to this speaking skill or oratory skill which you gain. But secondly, while debating, you think, because you don't have to use internet. You think, you use your own mind, you analyze things, you try to explain what you are saying. So that also improves your mental ability to think about a lot of things. You read, because motions can be on anything, about international relations, about politics, about pop culture, about movies, about religion, about sports, about social movements like feminism, feminist movement, LGBT community, BLM movement, Black Lives Matter, and all those things. So you have to read also when you are debating. Even if you don't read, when you listen to your opposition teams, when you listen to judges giving feedback to you, or you listen to your teammate making a case while you are preparing, you get a lot of insight. You know that what is happening in this entire world. So you are acquainted with what is happening in this world. You have an idea of the current affairs which are happening in the world. You have a lot of these ideas. At that point in time, your mental horizon gets broadened, and now you are able to understand a lot of things. You are able to analyze things in a better manner. For example, when I started debating, I started understanding and developing an empathy with those people who are marginalized section of society. For example, before debating, I was hardly thinking about LGBT community people, because I was not aware about their problems. I never knew that what these people necessarily feel, and how they feel, and what they want. I was not very aware about BLM movement, that what this Black Lives Matter means, why these people are so like unhappy with their treatment they are getting. So I was not someone who was aware about all those things. I had no empathy literally about these things for these people, because I never understood that what their demands are and what they want in general in their lives. When I started debating, making cases, listening to others, speaking my own ideas, then I understood that why these things are important, why you have to understand these things. So it also like helps you in understanding a lot of things. Your mental horizon increases. Thirdly, I think that it also makes you presentable, which I think I have touched, that how you become a good speaker, how you have that confidence. So it also helps in that. Thirdly, it helps in your CV. Definitely, if you are going to apply for a job of, or in a corporate firm, if you are getting into any interview, for example judiciary, civil services, or anything in general, people will ask, and when they see that you have certain achievements in debating, then that shows that you're a good speaker. That shows that you have a good convincing power, because debating is all about convincing, because you win the rounds when you convince your adjudicator who is judging your round. So you have to convince that individual that whatever you're speaking is the ultimate truth, and is something which is right, and others are not speaking the way you are speaking. So you have that convincing power. You have that power of presentation, doing that presentation of your things in a particular manner, in a manner which looks extremely persuasive. So you understand these things. So this helps in your CV building, which helps ultimately in your job getting, or in general in future in getting a lot of things. Fourthly, I think for your own benefit or for your own mental peace also, that you are doing this thing and you're getting good at this thing, you are having certain achievements, debating is helpful. Fifthly, I think that this activity helps you in different activities of law college also. So debating helps you in studies. How? You analyze things in debating, then you are able to write good answers, you are able to explain your answers, you are able to write detailed answers, because debating is all about characterization, which means explaining what you are saying, analyzing everything you say. So when you assert any argument in debating, after that you have to give a reasoning behind that assertion. So you have to explain things. That explanation or explaining power which you gain due to debating helps you in writing answers in examination, helps you in understanding law provisions little bit better. When you have that empathy about these social movements, you are able to understand to every section which is related to these people in your IPC, in your constitution, and all those ideas. So this ultimately helps you in understanding a lot of things. But more importantly, it also helps in your mooting. So for example, if you want to pursue mooting also in your law college, which you should, because that mooting is also one of the important activities which you need to do at certain point in time in your law college. So it helps you in mooting orals also. When you speak or plead before the judge in a moot competition, if you are a debater, obviously you have that upper hand because you have good oratory skills, you have good convincing power, you have that power of rebutting your opposition. That means you are able to answer to the questions which the judges are throwing at you in a spontaneous way when you are mooting or you are giving orals. It helps you in your research work also, because you keep on reading while you debate. So you have that habit of reading, you have that habit of writing fast when you are debating or writing points to your opposition teammate. So all these things help in other activities in law school also. So debating is something which is not going to make you feel that you are totally worthless and you are just wasting your time in this activity, because the goods you're going to learn from this activity is ultimately going to help you in every other activity in your law school, and you're going to excel in every other activity due to this activity, and if you are good at this activity. So these are the specific benefits of debating. Lastly, which I talked about, those 8,000 rupees of 6 rounds recently doing a Canadian tournament. Why I intentionally mentioned that? Because this is an added benefit and advantage of doing debating. One more motivating factor why people debate nowadays is largely to earn some amount of money, sort of pocket money or sort of an extra thing which you earn as a student, or all those things. A lot of people want that. So how this works? So if you are a really good debater, then if you participate in tournaments and you get in deep into out rounds, that is you are semi-finalist at a tournament, you are finalist, or you win, so you get a lot of money. For example, tournaments give you 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 for winning rounds, for winning that specific tournament. For being finalist, you get 15,000, 20,000. For being semi-finalist, you get 6,000, 8,000, depending on different tournaments what their budget is and what their prize money allocation is. So you get a lot of money if you debate or keep on debating. If you are good at that activity, you win at tournaments. But this debating and earning from debating, that is speaking, might look little bit difficult, that if I get into that round, if I win that round, if I go to the finals, then only I'm gonna earn that money. But there exists one another mode of earning in debating, that is adjudicating, which is judging. So if I'm debating at a tournament, there exist other participants who are judging my round. We need someone who will judge my round. So if two teams are debating, there is a requirement of an individual who is sitting, who is not a biased individual, who will judge the rounds of those two people, that which team won, which side won, who did what, and who said what. That individual is known as judge or adjudicator. So this adjudication is something which is also a part of this debating thing. This adjudication is something which gives you a lot of money if you keep on adjudicating. So that is also motivation. You are paid per round for judging. Now if you go ahead and get certain achievements, this never comes from like when you start debating. तो जब तुम debate करना start करोगे तो पहले दिन से you won't be paid for judging, because you don't have any credentials, achievements नहीं है. But once you get 10, 12 achievements or breaks as adjudicator, so when you invest some amount of time in debating, when you keep on persisting and you get 10 to 12 achievements, then you start getting paid for judging, because now you're an experienced judge in your circuit, so you'll be paid. So for example, just in order to motivate you guys, I'm just gonna quickly give you a stat. For example, for the past 1.5 years I have been judging also. So I have been regularly judging, which takes kind of 12 to 14 hours every weekend of my life. That is to say, only Saturdays and Sundays I have to devote my time to tournaments, and the rest of the week, like weekdays from Monday to Friday, I'm totally free and I don't need to keep on judging every day. So the tournament generally happen on weekends, so Saturday and Sundays are those days when tournaments take place. So you have to dedicate some amount of time on those days. So I have been doing that for the past 1.5 years, and I think somewhere around 1.5 to 2 lakhs is what I have earned in these 1.5 years by just dedicating my few hours on weekends for these tournaments. So this is something which is extremely huge amount if you think that you have earned while you are studying, while you are getting your degree, while you are getting achievements and making your CV strong, while you're also doing other things which you need to do on weekdays. You are attending classes, you are doing good in your semester examination, you are also mooting, you are writing research paper, you are doing everything. It's just that it is needing your weekend कि weekend पर आए, आप कुछ टाइम दें, जज करें, अचीवमेंट भी अपना बढ़ाएं और पैसा भी कमाएं और चले जाएं. And I know a lot of people who have earned like 3 lakhs, 3.5 in last 1.5 year. So it's very highly rewarding job also if you keep on adjudicating. So adjudication is also which is extremely essential. So this is also about the benefits of debating, which I think and I wanted to tell you guys so that you guys will have that motivation, that why you have to debate. So a lot of good things, but even if you don't care about money, there have been a lot of other benefits, because money might, ऐसा नहीं है कि सबको मिल जाएगा obviously, because you need to invest a lot of time, you need to invest some time and do that the previous groundwork before reaching that position, that when you start getting money and you get start getting paid for judging for people. So you need some time. But apart from, leave aside money and monetary benefits, the benefits, 5-6 benefits which I've told you about, your personality, your grooming, your CV, your internships, your interviews, and all the helping in other activities is extremely important when you debate. Coming to how to overcome fear of public speaking, which is again extremely important point which we need to talk about and address. So fear of public speaking is largely available, like can be found in maximum people around us. So why this happens? Because we feel that we are not confident enough. As I told you that how you have to start debating, how you have to overcome this fear of public speaking, this fear will go out when you try speaking. So there is no other chamatkarik way or very big way that is you're gonna just do this and you're gonna feel like, no, I don't have any fear now and I can speak. So that is not gonna happen. You'll have to push your limits a little bit. You'll have to challenge your own mind and your own body, your own mentality, that look, I have to do certain things in my law school. I'm in my law school, so I have to do a lot of things and I need to do debating also. So you just try to calm yourself down and think that it's okay. What the worst can happen? लोग हंस देंगे when I speak. उससे ज़्यादा तो कोई कुछ नहीं कर सकता है. Why that is bad? That is not bad. Even if you don't speak, people might laugh on you कि देखो यार ये तो कुछ करता ही नहीं है. He is not even trying. So people can laugh on you in any way. So people will find ways to criticize you at the end of the day. I think I might sound philosophical, but that is the reality of our society, that people are going to criticize you even if you're doing good, even if you're doing bad, or even if you're not doing anything. So you'll be criticized. So don't think about that, what others will think. So at that point, if you remove that idea from your mind कि सामने वाला क्या बोलेगा, I think that your entire fear of public speaking is totally thrashed. Because that is the only reason why we feel demotivated and why we are fearful of speaking in front of people, because we think, hey, that individual is gonna judge me. वो लड़का जज कर लेगा, वो लड़की जज कर लेगी, मेरे सामने इमेज खराब हो जाएगा. नहीं होगा. Even if you don't speak brilliant, it's not bad. You are at least trying. So stop thinking about others, because that is going to destroy your own career. That's going to destroy you from trying a lot of things, from doing a lot of things and getting a lot of experiences. So start avoiding that what people are gonna think and gonna say. Just think that what you want. So go ahead, close your eyes and start trying speaking. I'm gonna guarantee you that if you speak for 5 to 6 times and if you do 5-6 debate sessions, this fear is gonna go out definitely, because this fear is not something which is gonna stay with you every time, every day. It is definitely gonna go out if you try. So you have to just start debating to start debating. So if you want to speak, you'll have to speak. If you want to debate, just go ahead and debate for 5 to 6 sessions and the entire fear is gonna go out. Don't think that you are someone who is not able to present your own ideas. Just think that every individual who is listening to you is not better than you. You are better than all those individuals who are listening to you. That gives you a lot of confidence. That gives you a lot of confidence that you understand that you can do and you can speak. So just think that I'm not going to think about others, that what they are going to say, because they're individuals who are speaking. They're not thinking about others. So even if you're not good at speaking, if you're not good at presenting your ideas, you can be better at by practicing. So just go ahead, try, because without trying you're not gonna go get better at anything. You won't be better at anything. Even if you want to score good marks in your university, you need to study, you need to try. If you're not getting marks, that doesn't mean you're gonna stop. You keep on trying to get better marks. You keep on trying to do a lot of things. बचपन का एग्जाम्पल ले लो. When you were not able to walk, you kept on trying, you kept on falling, you kept on trying, and that's why you are walking at this point in time. Otherwise अगर वो ट्राई नहीं करते तो अभी शायद नहीं चल पाते. जब तुम बोलते थे तो बहुत लोग तोत लाते हैं, आई थिंक, जो भी उसको बोलते हो इंग्लिश में, आई डोंट नो द इंग्लिश वर्ड फॉर दैट, बट जो भी बोलते हो तो वो बोलते बचपन में लोग हो सकता है हंस देते. वी नेवर यूज टू केयर कि, क्योंकि उतनी मेंटालिटी डेवलप नहीं हुई थी, साइकी डेवलप नहीं हुई थी कि व्हाट अदर्स आर गोना थिंक. तो वी वर टोटली फ्री, या ठीक है, वी नेवर न्यू कि कौन हंस रहा है कौन रो रहा है, उससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता था. वी केप्ट ऑन ट्राइंग एंड दैट्स व्हाई वी आर स्पीकिंग राइट नाउ. So it's just like this. Keep believing in yourself. Just think that I'm not gonna think that what others are gonna think about me, and you're okay, you're good to go. Just try, and I think that this fear is just till the time you're not coming out of your shell. At the point you start speaking, at the point you complete your first session, at the point you complete your 5 to 6 sessions, you are done. The entire fear is gone, and you will feel extremely confident and extremely like someone who can present his ideas or her ideas in front of others in a very confident manner. So it's just about that matter of time, doing first few sessions, and you are done, and your entire fear of public speaking will be like eliminated from your mind. So that is something which I wanted to talk about this. Next, that if you're not good speaker right now, if you don't speak good English, then should you try, and why you should try? Look, it's not important that you need to be extremely brilliant speaker or editor at this point in time. You will improve eventually if you keep on debating. But even if you don't improve, and even if you're not a good speaker, it's okay, and it's definitely possible for you to start debating and do good at that activity also. I have personally noticed a lot of people who came from completely crude Hindi background, never knew anything about English, and right now are extremely great debaters across the world or in the Indian circuit. So I have known a lot of those people, and I have seen a lot of people growing in that particular way. But even if you are not able to speak a lot of good English, if you're not extremely fluent, if you're not grammatically perfect, it doesn't matter, because debating is not about being grammatically perfect. I think that I might have made 50 mistakes in these 33 minutes right now, and I'm not grammatically perfect, but still I can debate and I can win rounds. So why that is happening? Because in debating, the good thing is that we don't listen to the speaker that is he grammatically correct. We just listen to what arguments he is making. So the quality of arguments is something which is essential for us, and which we want to focus on, and we want to go ahead and listen to and look forward to that what arguments you are making. So at the time you are making good arguments, till that time you are good to go. Even if you're not very good English speaker or orator, even if you're not extremely fluent with your speaking, that's okay. It's not something which is bad or you cannot do good, because arguments matter. Your way of speaking is not something which is essential for a debater to start. And eventually, I can guarantee that you will definitely grow as a speaker. You will definitely improve as a speaker. You will develop if you keep on practicing. So at that point in time, that problem also gets eliminated, that you don't know how to speak at this point in time. You are not a good speaker. So these things gonna eliminate eventually. But even if not, you can keep debating, because debating is not about speaking only. It is about thinking, it is about presenting, it is about the quality of arguments you are making, because you are judged on your quality of arguments and not the quality of speaking you are doing, about your fluency and about being extremely flamboyant, speaking extremely fast, and presenting in a extremely beautiful manner. All these things are very secondary in debating, and that is the good thing about debating, that any individual has the option and resource to start it, irrespective of the fact that you come from a very highly qualified background of English speaking world, or you come from background of individual who never spoke English, never was in an environment where people spoke English. So it's completely okay and fine for you to start even if you're not extremely good orator or that. That being said, now getting into the basics of debating, format of debating, and all those things, that what this extremely looks like. So basics of debating. So this debating is little bit different from the debating which we used to do in schools. If certain some of you guys must be participating in your schools in past in debate competitions, they were necessarily about speech competition. They were not debate per se, they were speech competition in which you used to be given, तुमको एक point एक motion दे दिया जाता होगा, एक topic, तुम उस पर प्रिपेयर करते होगे 5 मिनट, you used to give a monologue on that, and that was termed as debating necessarily in maximum schools. If you're not from a very qualified or a very privileged school, or schools which were extremely high-fi schools kind of, so if you're from a small city or small town, or you're from a small school or a normal school, then this debating looks like a speech, then is debating. So that was the format of debating at school level. Or the second, it might be that GD, that is group discussion, in which a bunch of people are sitting shouting, and just like they're just not abusing each other but doing everything else, they might even fight. So that is group discussion, was kind of a debating format which we used to do in school times. And I think, yeah, these are the two basic forms of debating which we did in school times, like large part of us, if we debated at all. So this university debating or law school debating is different from this. And two like biggest formats, or two the famous formats which exist, a lot of formats exist like Australs and a lot of formats, but you will get to know about all those when you get into debating and you start debating and you get certain amount of experience in that. But the two basic formats which you need to understand, which are highly recognized, or maximum यही दो formats होते हैं इंडिया में भी और इंडिया के बाहर भी. So this online debating has that avenue of you participating in international tournaments also, about tournaments from Canada, USA, Africa, Malaysia, Indonesia, and all those countries, and every country, Australia, Singapore, and all those. So you have that option. So APD and BPD, that is Asian Parliamentary Debate and British Parliamentary Debate. Slight differences are there between these two formats. I'm gonna start with AP and then I'm gonna delve into BP. So AP is basically about two teams will be there of 3 members each. So team X with A, B, C member, team Y with D, E, F member. 3 members, both sides. Now a motion will be given to you 30 minutes prior to start of the debate. So if you are debating, your team will be there, the opposition team will be there, a motion will be given to you. You will have to prepare your case, your arguments, your analysis, your assertions, your examples, your reasonings, or whatever you want to speak in the debate in 30 minutes. So you'll debate, you'll go ahead with your teammate, you will discuss, you 3 people will discuss among yourselves that what you want to speak in that. You will discuss your entire case. You cannot use internet. You have to debate on your own. You have to think on your own. You have to discuss अपने में ही हुए 3 लोग, and then you have to speak in the debate. So you get 30 minutes to prepare in Asian parliamentary debate in that particular format. 3 people, both the teams, as I told you guys. After that, after preparing, debate starts. Per person gets 7 minutes 20 seconds to speak. So you'll get 7 minutes 20 seconds to present your case. So the format and the flow of the debate goes like this. One side is a government side, one side is an opposition side. So this will be allotted to you before you prepare for the motion. So 2 teams are divided. One team has been allotted government side, one team has been allotted opposition side. After that, motion will be given. If you are government, you will prepare in support of that motion. If you are opposition, you will prepare against that motion. For example, the motion is, this house supports democracy. If you're government, you will say, yes, we support democracy. Democracy is good. Democracy is great. Democracy is beautiful. If you're opposition, you will say, no, democracy is bad. Democracy is bullshit, or whatever you're going to say, parliamentary language. So democracy is not good or democracy is bad. So you're going to use these kind of things. If you're opposition, you're going to use supportive arguments of democracy. If you're proposition. So this is what you're going to prepare in those 30 minutes, that what you're going to say on this motion. Once preparation time ends, all the 6 speakers come, then the flow of debate starts. First speaker is given by side government, and the first speaker is called Prime Minister. Second speech is given by opposition's first speaker, who is called leader of opposition. Third speech from side government, deputy prime minister. Fourth speech from side opposition, deputy leader of opposition. Fifth speech from side government, prop whip or government whip. Or sixth speech, and that is the last constructive speech of the debate, is given by the opposition side speaker, who is opposition whip. And after that, reply speech and all those, I'm not getting into every detailing because that's going to take 5 hours to go ahead and explain everything. So I'm going to just give you basic skeleton that how debating happens. Every speaker will get 7 minutes 20 seconds to speak. In those minutes, you have to speak your own case and you have to rebut your opposition's case. So for example, if leader of opposition comes to speak after prime minister, then leader of opposition has to give his own case from opposition side, and also he has to rebut the points which prime minister has said. So for example, if prime minister has said that democracy is good and democracy allows every individual to vote and select according to their will, that who will represent them at the union level or at the bigger level in politics. If this was the argument by prime minister, leader of opposition will say that no, these things are marginal benefits. Democracy is problematic because there is just an illusion of choice and voting. Democracy is about majority, and people who are influential in this society guide everything which happens in society. They dictate things. People control people who are marginalized section of society. Marginalized section of society don't have any choice to begin with. This just looks like an illusion. This is just a fraud on the idea of people, that we say that look, you also have a right to vote. These things never exist. A lot of polarization exists due to these democratic elections happening, and all these things are happening. So there is no freedom of choice at the end of the day. It is just an illusion. So we don't think that democracy is something which is extremely good, because this is also kind of that format or form where few people concentrate power and dictate everyone else due to a lot of discrimination existing. So the leader of opposition has to rebut prime minister. When DPM comes, he has to explain his own case. He has to rebuild on his prime minister's case, and then he has to rebut leader of opposition, which leader of opposition has already told. So he will rebut, no, this is not an illusion. You have the right to vote, but even if it is an illusion, we still have that right to exercise. Still, we are not being dictated by every individual. We have laws, we have regulations which are helping us. We have regulations and penal laws and all those things to go ahead and complain. We have judiciary which gonna go ahead and take care of us if someone is doing anything bad to us, and all those things which exist in democracy. So I'm not gonna give you a lot of good points right now, but I'm just telling you that how debate goes and the flow happens. So then the DPM will rebut leader of opposition. After that, DLO comes from opposition, deputy leader of opposition. He will rebut both the speakers, prime minister and deputy prime minister. He will extend on his previous speaker. Then prop will rebut these two previous speakers. Then op will come, he will rebut all these three speakers. So this is how the debating goes to begin with. So you have two teams in Asian parliamentary debates, three speakers, both sides. You get a motion, you prepare on that on 30 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever time has been given to you. It's generally 25 to 30 minutes. You prepare on that on your own. Then you start 7-minute 20-second speeches. You give your point, you rebut your opposition. That's how you debate. And after that, the individual who is judging you, who is the adjudicator, he gets 7-minute 20 seconds to present his point, that why he gave the debate to government, if he has given it to government, or if he has given the win to opposition team, then he will explain that why he gave the win to opposition team in 7 to 8 minutes. Then the teams will mark that adjudicator. That adjudicator will mark every individual speaker and will tell that which team won. So this is how the flow of debating goes in Asian parliamentary debate. So this is the basic idea. Coming to British parliamentary debate, that what this British parliamentary debate looks like. In British parliamentary debate, 4 teams are there. So in APDs, Asian parliamentary, just 2 teams, government and opposition. In British parliamentary debate, 4 teams will be there. 2 teams from government side, 2 teams from opposition side. And each team will just have 2 members. So unlike APD, where 3 members were there, in BPD, 2 members will be in each team. 4 teams are opening government, opening opposition, closing government, closing opposition. So in APD, there was government, opposition. In BPD, it will be opening government, opening opposition, closing government, closing opposition. And that's how flow of speeches also go. So the opening government will have 2 speakers, प्राइम मिनिस्टर एंड डिप्यूटी प्राइम मिनिस्टर, द वे दे वर इन एपीडी। एपीडी में एक एक्स्ट्रा स्पीकर विप होता था, बीपीडी में ओपनिंग गवर्नमेंट के पास वो विप नहीं होगा, सिर्फ दो स्पीकर्स होंगे, प्राइम मिनिस्टर एंड डिप्यूटी प्राइम मिनिस्टर। ओपनिंग ऑपोजिशन के पास भी सिमिलरली लाइक एपीडी सिर्फ दो स्पीकर्स होंगे, लीडर ऑफ ऑपोजिशन, डिप्यूटी लीडर ऑफ ऑपोजिशन, विप नहीं होगा। दिस इज द फॉर्मेट ऑफ बीपीडी इन द फर्स्ट हाफ, दैट इज ओपनिंग गवर्नमेंट एंड ओपनिंग ऑपोजिशन। उसके बाद आता है क्लोजिंग गवर्नमेंट। क्लोजिंग गवर्नमेंट के पास दो स्पीकर्स होंगे, पहला स्पीकर होगा मेंबर ऑफ गवर्नमेंट, सेकंड स्पीकर विल बी गवर्नमेंट विप। और तब आएगा क्लोजिंग ऑपोजिशन, दे विल ऑल्सो हैव टू मेंबर्स, पहला होगा मेंबर ऑफ ऑपोजिशन एंड देन ऑपोजिशन विप। सो यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट इन बीपीज दो मेंबर्स पर टीम, 4 teams in a round, 2 teams are from government side, opening government, closing government, 2 teams are from opposition side, opening opposition, closing opposition. So similarly, flow of debate goes like this. First speech will be given by prime minister from opening government, second speech from leader of opposition of opening opposition, third speech from deputy prime minister from opening government, fourth speech from deputy leader of opposition from opening opposition. First half is done. Then the debate moves to second half. In second half, closing government's first speaker, that is member of government, will give his speech. Then member of opposition from closing opposition will give his speech. Then government whip from closing government will give his speech. Then closing opposition's last speaker, that is opposition whip, will give his speech. Every speech 7 minutes 20 seconds long, similarly like APDs. In BPD, you will get 15 minutes of preparation time. In APD, you used to get 30 minutes. In BPD, you will get 15 minutes. Logic is more or less that since इसमें सिर्फ 2 members हैं, तो कम time you need to discuss. You don't have 3 people, 3 ideas. When you have 3 people, 3 ideas, then you need little bit extra time. When you just have 2 people in a team, then you don't need a lot of extra time. So 15 minutes looks sufficient, and that's why in BPDs you have 15 minutes of preparation time, and then you come into debate, and that's how flow of debating goes. I understand that a lot of things तुम्हारे को समझ तुम्हारे दिमाग में नहीं आ रहा होगा अभी कि कैसे होता है, स्पीकर कौन देगा, मेंबर कौन है, क्या है. These things come and get clear when you start debating, when you see any individual debating. So जब तुम demo debate देखोगे, so when you will get into your universities, your law schools, so your seniors will obviously arrange orientation and demo debate for you. When you will see those demo debates, then you will understand how this flow goes. But if you want to see these demo debates right now also, a lot of debates are available on YouTube. So you can just type UADC finals, ABP finals, Australs finals, WDC finals or WDC semi-final, UADC semi-final, WDC 2020 quarterfinals. So you will get a lot of videos on YouTube. So you can see and understand कि कैसा flow of debate होता है, and that will be kind of a demo debate which you'll be seeing. So a lot of plethora of material is available on YouTube. If you guys can find it, good. If you cannot find, you guys can comment down in this, like below this comment or video, and I'll try to tag few or attach few videos or few rounds and all those things so you can watch. But I think that you guys can find it on your own if you want. So just go ahead and type WDC 2020 semi-final round and you'll get a BPD format debating. Just go ahead and type UADC 2020 semi-final, you'll get an APD format. So you will get everything on YouTube. There are videos. So these particular format, that what BPD and APD and how this works, is something which gets clear when you start debating, when you see people debating. On a basic level, it is that simply that in APD 2 teams, in BPD 4 teams, in APD 2 teams of 3 members in each, in BPD 4 teams of 2 members each. Then role fulfillment and all those things, which will take a lot of time if I start explaining right now. But essentially on a basic level, I have told you guys that it is about explaining your own case and then rebutting your opposition's case. So that is largely debating is all about. So you analyze a lot of things which you are speaking. You just go ahead and assert a lot of things. You analyze a lot of things. Motions can depend on anything, which I talked about, that you learn and you grow as an individual when you debate, because you have to debate on every kind of topic. You have to debate on social movements like LGBT, feminist, BLM. You have to debate on politics कि डोनाल्ड ट्रंप की क्या पॉलिटिक्स थी, जो बिडेन की क्या पॉलिटिक्स है, वो नॉर्थ कोरिया वाले की क्या पॉलिटिक्स है, चाइना की क्या पॉलिटिक्स है, इंडिया की क्या पॉलिटिक्स है, अफगानिस्तान का क्या पॉलिटिक्स है, तालिबान का जो इशू है वो क्या है. सो यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड अबाउट ऑल दोज थिंग्स. यू हैव टू टॉक अबाउट डिप्लोमेसी कि क्या इंडिया को तालिबान के साथ कॉपरेशन करके रहना चाहिए या इंडिया शुड ओपनली go against Taliban. So what diplomatic ties should be there or not? So you have to debate on this. You have to debate on fun motions also. Ki Karan Johar is a good director, or Imtiaz Ali is a good director. So you get these kind of fun motions also. You get motions on sports. Ki should we use drugs, like performance enhancing drugs in Olympics? So you get these motions. You get motions for IPL कि IPL में 10 टीम्स करनी चाहिए या 8 टीम्स होनी चाहिए. So you make your entire case on that. You debate on a lot of things, on politics. You debate on religion. For example, recently I debated in a tournament in which I talked about Uhuru ESL finals. So in that tournament, the motion of the finals was कि Earth is going to get destroyed क्योंकि climate change हो गया है. No one can stay here. Now everyone's shifting to Mars. 2050 में we are debating. We are shifting to Mars. And the motion was कि Mars पे क्या religion होना चाहिए या नहीं. तो वन साइड हैड टू से कि हाँ मार्स पे रिलीजन चाहिए, एक साइड को बोलना था कि मार्स पे रिलीजन नहीं चाहिए. तो जिसको बोलना था कि रिलीजन चाहिए, दे वर सेइंग दैट रिलीजन गिव्स अस होप, रिलीजन गिव्स अस स्ट्रेंथ, पीपल आर अटैच्ड टू देयर रिलीजन, वी नीड टू प्रे, वी नीड द हेल्प ऑफ गॉड, वी हैव दैट आइडिया कि भगवान है हेल्प करने के लिए, रिलीजन इज इंपॉर्टेंट, रिलीजन गिव्स यूनिटी, रिलीजन गिव्स दिस दैट ब्ला ब्ला. जिसको बोलना था कि नहीं रिलीजन नहीं चाहिए, दे यूज टू से कि रिलीजन इज बैड बिकॉज कॉन्फ्लिक्ट होता है रिलीजन की वजह से, रिलीजन इज समथिंग पीपल टेक सीरियसली, पीपल थिंक दैट देयर रिलीजन इज सुपीरियर टू अदर्स रिलीजन, सो दिस like win and run and race of superiority kicks in. That is something which results in conflicts, and that's why religion is not helpful. Religion never helps you. There is no hope. It's just kind of faith and belief which is an illusion and all those things. So you can get various motions and different varieties of motions. So a lot of motions will need you to challenge your mental ability to think. A lot of motions will ask you to understand the geographic politics into any specific geographical area, any specific politics which is happening. A lot of motions will go ahead and challenge your mentality or thinking about what is happening around the globe, your current affairs and all those things. A lot of motions will be fun motions which will challenge your fun like loving side, that what these things should happen. A lot of things will challenge your sporting like अगर स्पोर्ट में इंटरेस्ट है तुम लोगों को, मूवीज में इंटरेस्ट है, so motions will be there. So different kind of motions. It's actually an entertaining and fun activity to do and to grow into that. So these are the specific things which are extremely essential in debating, which I talked about. Apart from that, I believe that I'm not getting into a lot of detailing, because if I get into every rule fulfillment of every speaker in APDs and BPDs, it will take a lot of time. So basically, I just told you guys the basic brief idea about how APDs and BPDs look like and what are the basic formats, how debating goes. That's how you debate. When you get motion, you prepare on that, then you go ahead and speak and present your case. You think that how you have to rebut your opposition, what points you are going to use which will cut their ideas and make your idea look stronger in comparison to their idea. That's how you win rounds. That's how you keep on winning, and then you do good at any specific tournament. You qualify for the further deep rounds, out rounds, or after breaking. So this is how the entire debating goes ahead, and at the end of the day, this debating is definitely going to help you, which I talked about, that a lot of benefits are there, and it's actually very like interesting activity to do. For example, I used to debate every day when offline classes were there, so offline DepSoc sessions used to take place. I used to go ahead and debate. Even in online, we started conducting online DepSoc in our university, so I kept on debating. A lot of people from my society keep on like debating, and they're debating on a regular basis. So this is something kind of an addiction also, you can say, but it's not good to get addicted to this activity, definitely, because you have to do a lot of things in your law college, which will be bringing me right now to the last segment of this entire like session. And I told you guys that this will take somewhere around 1 hour, and I think that I'm sticking to that, and it will end before 1 hour definitely. So the last part, suggestions to law students. So very unbiased and a personal suggestion as your elder brother who has been into this activity and who has that experience of law school for the past 4 years. So I have been debating for the last 4 years. I have been studying in law school for the last 4 years. I have been doing other activities like mooting, writing research paper, uh, and all those things which you do in law school. So I have that part and share of my experience in law school, that how you have to expend your time in law school, which will be fruitful for you. And at the end of the day, you will think when you come out of law school that, hey, I didn't waste my law school and I learned certain things from law school. So obviously you are going into law school with a motive to learn a lot of things, to come out as a better human. Because look, this is half decade of your life. 5 years is a very, very long time you are dedicating in one activity or in one like degree. So you just don't need to come out taking that degree without anything else. So you need to do everything, you need to experience everything. So whenever you get into law school, the biggest and the most important suggestion is try everything you can in your law school. Definitely it is important to maintain your good CGPA, that is grades. That is the priority, I would say, irrespective of the fact that what your aim in your life is. Even if you want to get into corporate world and do corporate job, that is joining law firms as associates and legal advisors. Even if you want to prepare for your future examinations like judiciary, like civil services, by like law officers, about any examination. Even if you want to do litigation, if you want to practice in your future, if your father is a lawyer, you have a chamber existing, or even if you don't, you are a first generation lawyer but you want to keep on debate, go and make your career in litigation, you want to practice in Supreme Court, High Court, District Court, or wherever you are. Or if you want to go for higher studies, you want to be a professor in future, you want to be into academics, you want to teach the way your professors are teaching in your law universities, you want to be a professor like them. So you want to do LLM, you want to do higher studies, whatever you are doing, academics is something which is obviously going to help you every day at every stage. So academics should be your priority at the end of the day, definitely. But academics in law school is not that it's gonna consume every single time of your life, every single hour of your life. It's not that you need to keep on studying 12 hours every day in law school to gain knowledge or to be good at academics. It's not a very difficult task because you have a lot of time in law school to do a lot of other things. It's not very hectic. Definitely it's hectic, and definitely you need to work hard if you want to do well in a law school, but it's not very active. You have a lot of time to do every other activity which is required of you. So go ahead and do extracurricular activity, co-curricular activities, that because these things groom yourself. Also go ahead and get into sports if you like playing cricket, if you like playing badminton, football, and all those things, because avenue for everything is there in law school. So try everything, but more importantly, try sticking to the co-curricular activities and these activities like little bit more. So definitely give priority to your studies and academics, but after that try mooting, because that is also essential for your individual growth, for growth of your researching skill, your drafting skill, for your editing skills, for your speaking skills. Also keep on debating, because debating is also something which helps you, which I've already touched upon, that what are the essential benefits of debating. So there are huge and humongous benefits of debating if you keep on debating. So you have to debate, you have to keep on doing that. Apart from that, if you want to get into corporate, if you want to have practical experiences, keep on doing internships in your like vacations, in your holidays. Keep on writing research paper. That is very important, especially if you want to stay in academics, you want to keep on teaching in your future, or if you want to get into any good foreign college for LLM and all those things, then your research paper writing will matter and will need you to write a lot of things in like research papers and all those things. So you have to do these things. So keep on doing all these things. Don't get addicted to any activity, not even to debating, which I'll be making something very clear at the end of this session. Don't get addicted to anything. Always have that capacity of detaching you from things when you don't need. So in your 5th year, you are not required to do mooting. In your 4th year, when you end your 4th year, you are not expected to keep on do mooting, keep on doing research, keep on debating, keep on like doing internships if you don't have to go into corporate job. So you have to sort your priorities, that what your aim is. So if you're preparing for judiciary when you get into law school, it is not expected to you that in your 9th or 10th semester you are going ahead and applying in corporate firms like Sadhu and Amar Chand and Luthra and all those law firms. So it is not expected from you. So prioritize, know that what you want to do in your law life, but experiment everything, experience everything. So you have to have that experience, because when you come out of your law school, if someone asks you what you have done in your law school, you should not keep mum. You should not have that, see, I have studied, or see, I have just debated, see, I've just done mooting, say I've just written research papers, say I've just done internships. No, you have to do everything. So be kind of an all-rounder in your life, and that is why you have to be an all-rounder in your law school also. If you do everything, you will understand that which thing is your calling and what you keep on want to keep on doing. At that point in time, you are able to channelize your energy, you are able to understand that what you are doing and how you have to do everything. You will understand what your interest area is and how you have to do good in any specific things. So keep on doing everything. Don't let anything go away without trying. At least try. If you don't like, leave it, but at least start trying, keep trying, and at least try for one point in time that every activity which is essential in law school, because law school is different from other branches, and that's why you need to do everything which law school offers you. There's a lot it is going to offer you. And I think that will be it for this session. Thank you so much for listening, if you are listening till this point in time. And all the best for your examination if you are CLAT aspirant or law aspirant. All the best for your law school if you have already taken admission, and all the best if you're already studying in any law school. All the best for your future, all the best for your career, and hopefully we'll meet again and see you guys maybe somewhere else. Thank you. Bye bye.